Good morning, evening, or afternoon, everybody. Today we are going to be talking about everything that you're going to want to know about your tier gear, bonus rolls, the entire release schedule, when it's coming out, and just sort of planning around that and where you're going to be gearing, what you need to know. Someone asked a very good question on stream today, so I wanted to take the time to just really address it, and it's quite confusing if you're just sort of playing the game, not really up to date with all these blue posts, what's going on, when you're getting what, whether you're a Celestial gear getter or someone who is raiding heroically. It's still really helpful to know these, and with Heart of Fear coming out next week, it is very, very important that you guys understand how good your tier is, where you're going to get it, and what you should use your bonus rolls on. So without further ado, we're going to jump right over here, and I'm going to show you the exact tier pieces and what you're going to need to know. So here is the release schedule. So as I said, Heart of Fear is dropping next Thursday at 3 p.m. Pacific, so 6 p.m. Eastern time for all of you Eastern players. And that is super important because in Heart of Fear you can get 3 pieces of your tier gear, being the chest, the gloves, and the leg piece. So we're going to flip it here. Right here is that, so you can get your chest piece, you can get your gloves, and you can get your legs. The chest drops off of the Grand Empress, the gloves drop off of Windlord, and the legs are going to drop off of Amber Shaper. So it's also super important to note that while you can get 3 of 5, and most classes do use their tier sets for the bonuses, as well as them being very well statistically optimized for Mists of Pandaria. So like me for Monk, I literally use 4 pieces in Brew, and then I use 1 Windwalker piece, specifically my shoulders, just because of how they're statistically optimized for Brewmaster tanks and everything with that. A lot of classes do use their tier sets just because they're really statistically good, as well as they give you the extra 2-set bonus, 4-set bonus, which is usually just extra power that you're not going to find with other pieces of gear. So I would plan for your 4-set. I like to use Wowhead guides to see that and figure that out, but there are many resources out there that you can look into to see. Now I want to go over here and cover a very important thing. So the Shah of Anger actually will drop the gloves and the legs. So this makes it very useful for a lot of people to consider bonus rolling on the Shah of Anger. So right now a lot of people bonus roll Galleon because it has 496 piece, and if you're not doing heroic MSV, 496 is really good eye level. So if you're bonus rolling him, you should probably stop bonus rolling Galleon and go ahead and bonus roll Shah. And we're going to switch it back over here to this page to show you why you might want to do that. So that is not until August 26th. So August 26th is the following Tuesday before that releases. Then on September 2nd, we will see Celestial Dungeons unlock for the Heart of Fear raid, so you can get your Shah Touch weapons as well as your tier. Now Shah Touch weapons are very, very important. So as you can see, that is the 26th is when we would get Shah of Anger. So Heart of Fear is on this Thursday. The 26th is when we get that, and then on the 2nd you will be able to get that. And then Toes comes out on the 4th. So you have 2 days to get any LFR tier if you got super unlucky in your 3 clears of Heart of Fear or 2 clears whenever your raid day is. And you didn't get those 2 pieces of tier or 3 pieces of tier, you will be able to get them from Celestial Dungeon before you go there. As well as it's very important to note that the final boss of Heart of Fear drops Shah Touch weapons for a lot of classes. So for Monk specifically, my Shah Touch weapon is right there with that Fist weapon. Caster Mace is there. There are quite a few, so just definitely look into it to see that as well. I don't think the second boss drops Shah Touch weapons, but some people get their Shah Touch from the Grand Empress, which is really, really important. So like, I am going to get these from the Celestial boss if I do not get lucky and get them from the Grand Empress, because that Shah Touch gem is 500 of your main stat once you progress your legendary questline, which as you can see, since Celestials came out, I have gotten a few sigils, but you can farm it out. There's no rush for it yet. But that is really important for you guys to know. Then, to get your final pieces of tier, we have to look at Terrace of the Endless Springs, often abbreviated as Toes, because, you know, we all know Blizzard loves feet, especially with everything with Xal'atath going on. And so you can get your helmet from the Shah of Fear, and you can get your shoulders from Lei Shi. So those are the last two bosses in Terrace of the Endless Springs. And Terrace of the Endless Springs is going to open on September 4th at 3 p.m. Pacific time, which is 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, and then 2 weeks after that, on September 16th, we do get Terrace of the Endless Springs. All Celestial rewards become available, including that BOA bag that I still, you know, haven't shut up about, but we don't need another rant from me on that. So that is really, really good. As you can see, just to visualize it on the calendar, you have the September 4th, and then you have September 16th for those dates right there for Terrace of the Endless Springs. Now, it is super important that you are managing your bonus rolls properly. And something really cool that they did with bonus rolls is you have a weekly maximum. So you could have been stockpiling these if you so chose to do that. I used all of mine. I like to use mine to progress my character. If you get gear, you get gear. If you don't, you don't. But you could have stockpiled these and saved them to do multiple runs. You still only can roll once per boss, so even if you save some, that's up to you. But you come to this charm maker, you get a quest, and you can turn it in for 50 of these lesser charms of good fortune to get them, and it is retroactive. So if you hadn't done anything, you could turn in up to 200 right now to get all 12 of your tokens, and I could do that on some of my newer ults that just hit 90. But as far as bonus rolls goes, I would honestly focus the bosses that give tier. Like I said earlier, like I've been bonus rolling Galleon for 496 pieces, and I've actually gotten pretty lucky and gotten this chest piece here from Galleon, which has been really awesome. And my Paladin was able to get the neck piece, which, you know, right as I got Golden Lotus Exalted, but that's just how it goes. But 496 gear is really good right now, and other than doing heroic MSV, you're not going to get better than that. So I'm going to pivot from bonus rolling Galleon, and then I would probably bonus roll the two bosses in Heart of Fear, probably Amber Shaper and Grand Empress, because I want to get my fist weapon. Even if it's the normal Shot Touch one, the fist weapon would be really good, as well as the chest tier piece is really good as well. So I'd probably do Amber Shaper and Grand Empress with my bonus rolls, and then one on Shaw in order to get legs. And then the Shaw can give legs or hands. That'd be what you're most after from the Shaw with your bonus roll. And you could also, once you get hands, if you're lucky, or legs from Shaw, you could bonus roll the other one. It really just depends on what pieces of gear you need and why you would do that. But anyway, guys, I just wanted to drop all this information so you guys know exactly what to expect for this coming week, because there's a lot of stuff there, and it really helps to plan out your Valor gear, whatever you need, how to get the tier, and so on. So if you have any questions, anything you'd like to add, definitely drop it down below, and I will do my best to answer them. But until next time, I'll see you later. Hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.
Hey, you. Yes, you. Are you still there? Well, I appreciate you for taking the time to watch this entire video and making it to the end here. If you enjoyed this video, definitely check out the other videos about World of Warcraft listed in these playlists down below. And thank you again. Have a great day. Bye-bye.